everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play of, I almost said Shin Megami Tensei 3, the great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Oh my god. When we last left off, we finally got to come and investigate the area. I don't know why I'm saying finally. We got to investigate not even his room yet, but the lodging location that Natsume lives at, which was that jank-ass looking building near the crime scene. We got to meet the, what is it called? The landlord, I guess, and his shady-ass maid, who keeps him from giving us any information because I think she's shady, and she's trying to hide something, obviously, but I don't know what they could be hiding from us. I'm guessing it has something to do with them seeing something outside or hearing something, or maybe it explains why this candlestick is on the floor and these things are all shattered. Who the frickle pickle knows? But all I know now is that we're going to Natsume's room to meet with our favorite detective who knows nothing. And yeah, I want to say thank you guys so much for your continued support of the series, and let's go talk to frickin' Herlock. A small dark room rented by a visiting scholar from the Empire of Japan by the name of Soseki Natsume. Did I? Oh, why is it in black and white? Does that mean we're done there? Yo, maybe. Interesting. Or are the ones we're just not at in black and white? I haven't been paying attention enough to know. The suite on the top floor of the Garrideb household, occupied by the landlord, Mr. Garrideb, and his wife. Wait, is the maid his wife? No, right? No. The window looks out over Briar Road below. Even when they're a little worse for wear, English rooms are so splendidly colorful. True that. Alright, let's go! Hopefully Herlock doesn't make me want to bang my head against the wall. Oh god. Oh, look at it! There's a baby! Hold on, let me take a drink of water. And calm myself in the presence of a cat. 19th of February, Mr. Natsume's room. Why is his window bricked in like this? Oh, who's taking care of the baby while he's in prison? What? Just look at this place. And smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that. Oh, her face! I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life. No, me neither. It's so dark in here, too. Wait, did she say that or did I? Is that the window over there? Well, it was the window, I think. Yes, once upon a time. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. Is he a vampire? Hello? So, this is where Mr. Natsume lives. By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you? Has he turned into a cat? No, that's true, but according to what Mr. Garrideb told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. Hi. Are you the cat? Can I pet the cat? Oh my god! Oh! Oh wait, friend, come back. Oh my, what an adorable little cat! Perhaps he's looking after all the books while his master is away. I don't know about that. He disappeared into that pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Mikey, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain? Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan. That's made me feel homesick now. Oh, is it Mike? Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days. Man, I just want to pet a cat now. My cat's probably downstairs doing something crazy. We got a Christmas tree in our room, me and my boyfriend's room, a little baby one, and my cat came up here and started chewing on it. I was like, can you not do that right after I get it, please? Oh look, it's a beckoning cat from home. It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him. I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo. Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in your luggage? Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm. Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same, and this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him. It's not doing a very good job so far, is it? Well, neither is ours, bro. You mustn't say such things. I didn't say a word. Why are my eyes such a giveaway? Please don't fight me. If you threw me down, I'd probably bring up such a cloud of dust that we'd both die. Paper. Look at all these balls of paper on the floor. There are notes scrawled all over them, in English. It looks like the waste paper basket is still full. They've just fallen out. I think Mr. Natsume must have been deeply immersed in his research, don't you? Or deeply averse to tidying up his mess. Or both. I wouldn't like to speculate which is closer to the truth. Damn. Hey, you wanna... Is this a blanket or like a Santa Claus sack that they carry people around in? It's what he uses to hide the bodies. Look at all those books stacked up there. They almost reach the ceiling. They're all works of English literature, and they all smell so musty. With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, would you? No. What a dreamy idea. A bad dream, maybe. For me, at least. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again. Ah, so reading it is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us. I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy. Dang, Susato. She's crazy. Oh. That desk seems to be wedged into a crevice between the mountains of books on either side. I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat. But surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes, surely he dreamt of books every night as well. Yes, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this? It's a receipt from a secondhand bookshop. Your books. Oh yes, Mr. Natsume's name is on it, look. And the date of purchase. Ah, 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident. That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. Let's see. Secondhand book receipt. A receipt discovered in Mr. Natsume's room for some books that he had purchased from a secondhand bookshop before the incident occurred. That's a really long sentence. Okay. So he wasn't going out to stab the lady. Clearly. Let's see. Your book, 17th of February, 4:45 p.m. Customer. Yep. The sum of 2 shillings tendered in receipt of the picture of Monsieur Lecour. A meal for Gabrielle Canterbury earnings. Why are all these French words I don't know how to say? Okay. Then we got a candle. We got tea. Freaky window. Could you even call this a window? I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Although, all that remains is a frame around some bricks now. So really, it's just a wall then, isn't it? But why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that? I'm afraid I have no idea. Ah! Perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design on in a fit of whimsy. That's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation here makes the place very oppressive. It does. I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying. Unless, you know, with how paranoid he is someone after him? You know what I mean? Like, is that why he would not lock up, but block up the window like that? It's like, I don't know. He doesn't act like paranoid, like someone's always out to get him. This appears to be some sort of meter on the wall here. It looks very robust. I wonder what it's for. There's a slot for inserting coins here, too. What? Ah, I believe that is a gas meter, Mr. Naruhodo. A gas meter? Yes, it seems there is piped gas in this district, which consumers pay for by putting coins in the meter. So, if we were to put a coin in the slot, that would be enough gas to use the lights in the gas fire for the whole night. So if you're too poor to have a coin, you'd have to spend the night in the dark and freezing cold? That's right, as would a rich man who only carried crisp white notes. Ugh, London is a scary place. That's whack. I didn't know they ever did that. And people say video games don't teach you things. Oh God. Jeez, he scared me so bad. What is he doing? Hi, Herlock. Ah, look, Mr. Naruhodo. It's our favorite guy. Aha, there he is. Where did he appear from? He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Oh God. Oh, you too. Good day. Now, let me see. Where was it that we met? Oh, Mr. Sholmes. We were together on the SS Buria. Yes, of course, the Buria. And let me see. What happened on that voyage? It was Kazuma Sogi. He died. Tragically. But you were a great help to us. I couldn't tell if that was sarcastic or not. Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Asogi. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it? Oh. Well, you seem to remember something of it at least. What an honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Herlock Sholmes. This is Mr. Oh, no, my dear madam, hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior powers of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Miss Naruhodo. And Mr. Susato. Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I lose the first round. Okay, that just sounded so weird. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes. So they apprehended Soseki-san in that short amount of time? I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little. A little? It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of inimitable, I hate that word, inimitable wisdom, you know, from an adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet. Please, there's no need to quote yourself. I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately my associate pens them beautifully. He means Iris, I suppose. Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned. Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madam, I should be only too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. Yeah, let's choke on the dust of the books. Mr. Natsume's arrest. We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road. Natsume. Yes, I believe it was a name rather along those lines. But Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little? I'm sorry, Miss Susato, but I have not the slightest idea what you mean. What? I can't believe he was looking Susato-san squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance. I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension. Oh? How? I assure you I have no recollection of accusing your stooped compatriot of the crime. But that doesn't make sense. The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of a man seen fleeing the crime scene. Ah, a man seen fleeing. There were a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe there is a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question. So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit, then? That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned here. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in bibliophily. Bibliophily. Jesus, I hate bibliophily. Bibliophily? Do not be deceived into believing that I am a man of leisure. No, no, no. Oh dear. Yeah, girl, I also do not know what the hell is going on. I didn't think to read that backwards. Betty rag? Bed, rag. Now, Gyarados. Mr. Gyarados, the landlord. Ah, tell me. Have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings? Yes, Mr. Gyarados, a retired military man. It was the first time I've ever met a soldier from the Great British Institution, that is, the services. And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the Great British Institution, that is, service. Well, ah ha 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 ha. I didn't think it was that funny. I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid. Yes, I read as much in my Great Britain primer. And so, conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling therein. Betoken their social standing? Sorry? Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family. Goodness, how extraordinary! As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. I had no idea. And it is for precisely that reason that I found great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Specifically in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Gyarados. Oh? Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not this imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am as yet unable to ascertain. I'm thoroughly lost on what he means to say. No, hey, we know this, Rinosuke. They're hiding some shady stuff upstairs. The dingy room. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later. Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one. Ah, but sooner or later, as I said. I don't believe that's the issue here. About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes. Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? No window. Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window, of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. Ah, I see. The answer to that question is quite simple. The fuck if I know. Window tax. Window tax? What is that? Surely not a tax on windows. Precisely that. Oh my goodness. Really? Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed windows up. While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere. In an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money. How awful and unjust! Forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light? Indeed, disease was rife as a result. So some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. But its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example. I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps. It would appear so. I've done a little digging. And discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price. Because the room is so awful, I should think. Apparently Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago. Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. Oh? Oh? Still, that is of little relevance here. A matter not worthy of a further attention. Are you sure? I'm curious now. Huh. Why else would the rent be low? Well, I believe I've told you all that I can now. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law? You remembered that, did you? Oh my god, he remembered me. Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder? To the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it? I'm not sure. Not sure? On what grounds? Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday. Really? Well then, I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly, too. The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients? To trust in their innocence? Yes, trust. Mr. Sholmes? Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he? Ah, ha 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 ha! My dear fellow, I haven't the first idea! Oh, but... I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Ah, yes. That was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room, and there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, what is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us. I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it's of relevance to this case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. Mr. Garrett is? Mr. Sholmes said as much before, actually, didn't he? Anyway, at present, that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case. Mr. Naruhodo? As yet, our investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence. No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garrett's secret. Yeah. Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. Well, thanks, bro. A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room. Okay. Wait, but where did the cat go? Come back, fluffy baby. Alright, that's fine. I'll let it go. Not gonna bother the baby. So like... okay, maybe the ones are grayed out are ones I'm not at right now. What the heck could the secret be? We haven't been to this place in a while, have we? Girl, we were just there 5 minutes ago. 19th of February. Oh, yo. You better again. Tell me, was the detective chap, I forget his name, still hard at work down there? Mr. Herlock Sholmes? Ah yes, there rings a vague bell. Oh, that detective business is really my... Oh, isn't really my thing, I am afraid. Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there. Jolly good show. Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. Now then, why don't you tell me what's... Ah! Jesus, I'm real sick you two doing that shit. Well, the empty Thai woman, will you watch with your body while doing? I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir. Huh? Ah, yes, of course. Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave, if you'd be so kind. Oh, yes, of course. We are deeply grateful for all your assistance. Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out. Huh. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garrett is hiding something. Yeah, no shit. Since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. What do you mean? Like, look at something I've already looked at, maybe? Bum 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 ba 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 ba. There's a candle! What? Bro! What's he doing over there? Mr. Sholmes? Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows. Good gracious! When did you sneak in here? Hello, Sholmes, sir. At your service. Whatever were you doing over by the window? I am given to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madam. Yet sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here. Huh. Well, keeping an eye to one's windows keeping an eye to one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. And one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, me? I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Yes! Wait, he's not talking about, is he? I didn't expect to be going through that again so soon. Do you mean Mr. Sholmes? There is a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo. Let's dance. I think so. There is just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. Yeah, let's go! Mr. Garadeb, though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first-rate. Huh? I'm afraid, sir, that it is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon? The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. Eh? And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Mr. Naruhodo, look! The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. A beast? Oh my god, unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on. How could you possibly... How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts. And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Oh, here we go. This shit, the game is afoot, ma'am. Nature of the beast. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Was he looking at the lion? For a man with the military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garadeb, leads us directly to the answer. You have a lion in your house. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Yes, somehow I think that's true. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has been fueled by your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is it, piffle, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. What? Oh, wait, why does he have a pimp slap? Did you see that? Wait, on the right side of his face he had a pimp slap, right? Yet living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wilder rampage are still very much in evidence. Well... Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it is plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is. Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show. Ah! Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garrideb. At Batty's Circus. A travelling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room, it was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire. Yo, I really don't understand where that whole conversation went. Aftermath. Now, Mr. Garrideb. It is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Okay, so someone pimp slapped him on the right side of his face. There was like a handprint. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Gasp. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man. I simply... You see it? He has an outline of a smack. But what we must now ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. For carloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. What, like, feeding tea to a lion? Is that what you're saying, Sherlock? And so you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well, Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive wooden carpet, if I am not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Food is at the heart of our tragedy, in fact. Whatever do you mean? Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. What the hell? Where did this conversation go, man? I thought it burned because of the candle. Thus concludes Herlock Sholmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Yeah, sir, I hate to tell you this, but I think you're I think you're batshit crazy. Ah! What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garadeb. I'm afraid I didn't notice. My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too. Oh. Alright, so we're gonna cut it there. I wanted to do it after his great deduction. I don't want the episode to get too long though. But clearly he's wrong. I think maybe that candle fell over and burned the carpet. Or they like got into a fight because it looked like someone slapped him really hard on the side of his face. So maybe she's his wife. I don't know because it says he lives there with his wife. Strange. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're still enjoying the series. As always, feel free to leave a like, comment, favorite, or subscribe, whatever you guys are feeling. And until the next time, lights off, dark out.